1,000 PPP loan fraud cases have been filed by the Department of Justice to date. There are approximately 100,000 investigations going on in the United States for fraudulently obtained pandemic relief funds, including PPP and EIDL loans. What this means is anybody who received a PPP or EIDL loan using fraudulent information, false documentation, fake numbers, fake number of employees, anything like that, they could potentially be under investigation for fraud by the United States government. Now, if you took out a loan that was $10,000 or $20,000, please don't freak out. The government has limited resources and they are going after the big loans. I have a handful of these cases right now, and they range from 1.5 million to 25 million. There are a couple of $5 million cases, a $15 million case. So the government is really going after the big guys, particularly people that applied for loans for other individuals. So don't freak out if you took out a $10,000 or $20,000 loan and your bank account has been frozen. You may just lose the money and that will be it. However, if you lied and created documents, false tax returns, false number of employees, fake corporations, these are things that will cause you to be under investigation by the federal government, and they will come after you with great guns. So what does this mean? What this means, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the way that the sentencing is determined in federal court. So what we have here is the federal sentencing guidelines. Every offense in federal court is calculated initially using the federal sentencing guidelines. This is the starting point for any sentence in federal court, and the judge has to consider these guidelines as a starting point. In any fraud case, there is going to be what we call a base offense level of 7. Assuming you have no criminal history, no prior offenses, you would be in this first column, which is criminal history category 1. As for the amount of loss, we then look to this table on the left, which is the loss table. If it is more than 1.5 million, for instance, but less than 3.5 million, you would add 16 levels. So 7 plus 16 would be, excuse me, my math is terrible, level 23. And if you were to plead guilty, you would get 3 levels off for acceptance of responsibility, which brings you to a range of 33 to 41 months. If the loan is larger, if the loan is between 3.5 and 9.5, it would be 2 levels higher than that. So it would be potentially 37 to 46 months. Now, there are enhancements that the government can add to these offenses. So if there was, for instance, sophisticated means used or somebody abused a position of trust, there are many different enhancements that the government can add when they're calculating the sentencing guideline range. That again is the starting point for determining the sentence. Then there are potentially mitigating factors that can be argued by a competent and experienced criminal defense lawyer like myself. Mitigation is key when you're dealing with a federal criminal case. So if you are facing federal criminal charges anywhere in the United States, I can help you. And my contact information is in the description below. If you have been contacted by law enforcement, you must contact an attorney. Do not talk to them. Do not give them any information. Anything you say will be used against you and potentially twisted and changed. If you find that your accounts have been frozen, you want to reach out to an attorney at that point. Again, only for the big loans. If it's a $20,000 loan, there is probably nothing anyone can do for you at this point, and I don't think that the feds are going to waste resources on these small loans. But if you were involved in any way in a large fraudulent PPP or EIDL loan, please contact my office immediately.